What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Manga Madhouse, a channel where we talk everything manga. I give you beginner manga collector tips as I'm still a beginner. So if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. I said that kind of fast, but either way, subscribe if you're interested. Today, we're having our weekly roundup. I haven't done one of these in a long time, but I like doing them just because it sparks discussion. But the first thing I want to say is that we have reopened the Discord. Thanks to all the people who are already in the Discord that thought it would be a good idea to reopen it, and for people who do want to pay in Patreon or just support the channel in any way, there will be additional content for you and founding members of the Discord. But we're going to open it for everybody, so you all will have access to the chats and whatnot. Of course, the people, like I said, who are the founders and the people who support the channel in monetary ways will also, get these special things such as live streams and a lot of other things that we're doing. But you could, if you just join the Discord for free, link down in the description below. There will be stuff, all for you, like the buddy reads, which we're doing Uzumaki this time, and just all kinds of other stuff that we plan on doing, anime watch parties, all kinds of things. So if that sounds fun to you, go ahead and join in the link down below. And the topics for the day are, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. We're going to be talking about the boxer. We're going to be talking about Tokyo Ghoul. We're going to be talking about Tokyo Ghoul Re. We're going to be talking about Choujin X. We're going to be talking about Uzumaki briefly. We're going to talk about Berserk. We're going to talk about other new manga. And I'll have timestamps down below so we can discuss that even further. But let's go ahead and get into it. So the boxer. I have been reading the boxer for a while now. I think you can see on my channel I have like an old review of the boxer. And it was really new. I was really new. Didn't really know what I was talking about. But now I'm more experienced reading different manga or manhwa. And it's just like a cinematic masterpiece. It feels like a movie. It really feels like a movie. Reading the boxer. I was on volume 3, I think, for like the longest and kind of got bored. But then I was like, let me pick this up. I keep buying them when they come out, but I'm not reading them. And I just started reading it just to catch up to the physical, and I just couldn't stop. It's just a cinematic masterpiece. Now, looking back on where I was stuck, I still think I would admit that it was a little slow, and it kind of was like, okay, what kind of story is this? But I want to say the first 2 volumes were good. I think volume 3 was a little slow for me, but then once you get to volume 4, you kind of see, okay, this is where we're going as a whole, and it makes a lot more sense. And I zoomed through 4, 5, and 6, so now I'm caught up with the physical copies, and I'll probably remain that way until I just have an itch to really finish it, because I know I could probably go online and finish it. But we're going to keep doing the physical copies, but it just feels like, it really does feel like a movie, from just the action to just the kind of the narration almost of what's going on. And it's not narrating as in like some weird way where it's just like some random person you don't see talking. No, it's kind of narrated by the characters involved in the story, so you can kind of hear their inner monologue about what's going on and how they feel. And it just tells so much without doing so much, because there's very rare pages in that book where it's just like full dialogue. But no, the art really just speaks for itself. And I think the words that are chosen to be said are just spot on and sum up the panel so perfectly that you don't need it to be covered in dialogue. And I think it's just exceptional. You learn so much about so many characters. You're rooting for different characters. You see all kinds of sides of different characters without kind of diving too much. And I feel like there's times where you feel like you're kind of getting away from the purpose, but when you read it and in a way, like you go into this like tangent almost about another character, but the way they snap it back into, the way JH just snaps it back into, boom, we're right here in the present moment. That was just a quick backstory. I mean, really, normally it's not quick, but the way that they're able to transition from the past to give you the backstory to the present and make it all make sense is just something that I feel like I haven't seen yet in manga, especially reading something like, me being a big fan of Tokyo Revengers. It didn't have that transition of kind of like past and present. They did do that. Is that a spoiler? I don't know. But either way, they did do that. But it wasn't just as smooth as it's been in the boxer. And there's, obviously no time traveling. It's just the way that they're able to tell the story, I think, is just magnificent. So shout out to JH for that. I almost want to do another review of that manga just because now I'm more like well based in understanding how people write, you know, their manga and how kind of the storytelling is. Because that was one of the first things I read, like volumes 1 or 2. So now I kind of want to redo it just to feel like I can do it more justice. But yeah, fantastic read so far, fantastic story, and I just can't wait to keep reading more. Speaking of fantastic stories, we're going to move on to Tokyo Ghoul, which I finally finished, the first part. After this, we're going to talk about Re. Tokyo Ghoul that really felt like a masterpiece to me. I moved that up, and I'll be doing a video on it shortly, but I moved Tokyo Ghoul up to like, I think it's #1 as far as my favorite manga. I mean, the characters in that are so well fleshed out without putting like all that work into it. It doesn't take 30 pages to explain one character. They use 2, maybe, like panels, and then you kind of have the whole backstory of a couple of these characters and kind of see how they got to be where they are today. It's just fantastic. You really end up loving Kaneki as a main character because just the trials and tribulations you go through. The victories don't feel like victories with him because of just how he feels internally. And then you got all the stuff going around him, the violence, the artwork, just everybody has their own narrative and not everybody's wrong, but it shows you that without kind of making it too like messagey, it shows that they just do a really good job of showing how these two sides are way more alike than what you would expect, but then they quickly are able to show, they're also very different, and that is why we're in this conundrum. But overall, just a fantastic story, and it literally has jumped up to #1. I may do two videos on Tokyo Ghoul because I think I want to do one on just like summing it all up and just talking about my thoughts, but then I want to do another one kind of comparing it to the anime, and not really to point out this is what happened in the manga, this is what happened to the anime, but just more so talk about why it's so important that in some stories you got to be able to evaluate the story and see how much it would mean to, how much certain sections mean to the story, and then you got to adapt it. I know it may not seem, we only have 12 episodes, we only have 10 episodes. Well, I think that Tokyo Ghoul is like a really good example of if you're going to do 10 episodes, 12 episode seasons for such a deep, diverse manga, you have to be better at analyzing what needs to stay and what needs to go. And that's kind of the approach I want to take with that video. Like I said, not just saying this is what happened in the manga, this is what happened in the anime. But yeah, I do want to finish the anime. I finished the first season, and I know people say you can skip the second season, but I want to watch it as I finish, like the first part of Tokyo Ghoul, so then I can have a better comparison. But overall, it's just a fantastic story. Literally has jumped to my favorite manga of all time right now. It's not like I've read a lot. I think I've only read 24 different mangas, so it's not like it's a whole bunch, but still, love it. I wish I could go more into it, but I want to save that for the video. It's probably just gonna be a long rant. Like it might be one of those videos where I'm just sitting there talking for like an hour with stuff going on, like showing panels and whatnot, and just me ranting about how much I love that manga. It could be that. As I said, I did want to talk about Read just for a little bit. Have not read it at all, and I'm not going to read it digitally. I'm going to let the first part breathe a little bit, and then kind of wait. Also be monitoring the box set of Re and see when it goes on sale. I've heard that it's better than the first part, but then some people say the first part is better than Re. I don't know. I really want to see if Re can just hold a candle to what Tokyo Ghoul is, then I'll be happy with it. I'll be happy with the whole series because I don't need it to meet it there because I think that's really tough to do. But if it could just be close, I'll be perfectly fine with it because, like I said, that story is just fantastic. And I don't think I need you to outdo what you already did. But if you are going to continue the story, I need you to at least keep on par or maybe even a little less. Just be kind of floating around that, that space of how good Tokyo Ghoul is. If they can do that, I'll just be very, very happy with that. In saying all that, that makes me want to start Choujin X by the same mangaka, which I forgot his name. Soi Ishida, if I'm saying that correctly. Sorry if I'm not, but we'll put that up here. But yeah, Soi Ishida. They also did Choujin X, which I've heard a lot of mixed things about. But after what I read in Tokyo Ghoul, to even just support the manga more, I'm definitely going to get maybe like the first 2 volumes of Choujin X. I try to give manga 3 volumes and then go from there and say whether or not I like it, if I love it, if I want to put it back. Sometimes you know from like right away the first volume is like, I'm not going to like this. And sometimes you know from the third, you're like, it's okay, should I keep reading? And you need all 3 to kind of make that decision. So I don't want to get one and then have to keep going back to the store or whatever. So I'm going to try to get the first 2, see if I can get a good grasp of it. Because like I said, I've heard mixed. And even the things that I've heard that are bad, I haven't heard anything that it completely sucks. I don't even really know what it's about. But I've never heard anything like extremely negative. They were just saying, it's not as good as what I would want it to be, or comparing to Tokyo Ghoul, which after finishing Tokyo Ghoul, I don't know if that's a fair comparison to compare anything to it off rip and saying like, oh, well, I hope this is as good as Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know if that's fair. But either way, Choujin X is definitely something I want to check out, and I probably will be getting first 2 volumes of that very, very soon. Now we can move on to Uzumaki. And Uzumaki, I have not even started reading it yet, and we're supposed to be done reading it like in June, which I have plenty of time. But I've been getting a lot reading done because our daughter is sleeping a lot more, and so she's sleeping a lot more, not crying as much. Usually she would sleep for like an hour and cry. Now she's actually getting her sleep in, so I'm able to read a lot more. And I can't really do any other things. So like if this was an Apex channel, I'll be screwed because I haven't been able to play Apex or Rust in like forever. And I really want to get on Rust, but that's besides the point. I haven't been able to play them in forever, but I've been able to do a lot of reading, and that's good. I even got back into Mob Psycho for what it's worth. But Uzumaki, this is supposed to be done in June. Looking forward to it. I'm actually about to start it very soon. Right after I finished Tokyo Ghoul, I was like, you know what? I have 2 ad volumes, 12 and 13 of Mob Psycho to get through, and I'll be caught up with the physicals. So I was like, let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll hop into Uzumaki. So I'm almost done with volume 12. Then I got to do volume 13. I'm still just not getting. Mob Psycho is still a struggle for me. It's still a struggle for me. It's just painful, and it brings up the question of, is it not for me or is it just not good? And I actually want to do a video on that because I can't quite tell. Like with Mob Psycho, I'm like, oh, that's what they're trying to do. But this is how they're trying to do it. That's kind of where I kind of fall with Mob Psycho. I really, really want to like it because I like a lot of the characters. I like the quirkiness of it, but sometimes it's just a little too quirky, and I feel like it's just kind of kicking the can down the road and trying to avoid the inevitable. So that's kind of just where I feel about it right now. Hopefully that changes, but it's getting a little too wacky for me just because I feel like it's not progressing the story any. We're just kind of sticking where we are and making it as wacky as possible, and it's just not for me. But like I said, I want to power through that, and then I'll get to Uzumaki, and then we can do our chat about that in the Discord. So what I'm still trying to understand is if I should do like a live stream on Twitch or something, and then we talk about it that way, or should we all hop in the Discord? But then in that case, it's like people may talk over each other. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Leave your suggestions down in the comment section below because I'm open for it. I'm leaning towards the live stream just because it can be a little more monitored. You just have one person talking, or maybe like I have one be in Discord on live stream and bring up somebody and kind of do it that way. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But any suggestions you got, leave down in the comment section below, just because I would love to hear them. And really next, I don't know what I'm supposed to be talking about. Oh, Berserk. I am having an itch to go ahead and start Berserk. I know I said I was going to start it soon, but then I thought about it and just said, I got a lot of other stuff I can read that's like, I can catch up to the physicals real fast. And not have like that lingering series over me, which was Berserk. But then it's like I really want to get into the story. So maybe I'll do that because I do have video ideas for Berserk. It's really just not. That's the only thing stopping me is that do I want to start another long series when I have stuff that like I can catch up to the. Because the big thing for me this year, and if you didn't know, this May 11th, I believe, was the year anniversary of my channel. We've accomplished so much, so thank you all for that. I really, really appreciate it. Because without you, this wouldn't be anything. Like I tell you all the time, the happiness I get from doing this channel is just unmatched. But this year, I really want to focus on diversing my collection, because I think I picked up a lot of things I like. Oh, I really would like that. Oh, I know I like this. But I want to diverse my collection, which hopefully my new haul has done that. Can you see it? No, you can't, which is good. You can't see it. Save it for the haul. But I want to diversify my collection and do more work of my collection. Because on my spreadsheet, I've only read like 14% of my collection. Now the problem, I won't say the number's a little skewed, because Naruto is 72 volumes. I've watched Naruto 100 times. Dragon Ball Z is 26 volumes. I've watched Dragon Ball Z 100 times. Dragon Ball, I've only seen a couple times, but I know enough of the story. That's 16 volumes. And stuff like Gantz, I need to get out the way. So that Claymore's another one. One Piece. Promised Neverland, I saw a lot of the anime for that. I just finished Tokyo Ghoul. Well, you can't see it up here, but My Hero Academia, the first 20 volumes is obviously a big part of my collection, but I've seen that. So it's like, I wonder what it would look like if I knocked down the stuff I've seen the anime for, but I just wanted to support and get the manga. Would that knock it down? Because I do feel a little bad about it. Only reading 14%. But 14% is like 90 books or 80 books or something like that. So it's not like I haven't been reading. It's just, I just got so much. But like I said, a lot of it is stuff I've already watched the anime for. So we'll see. But yeah, I want to get more into finishing my collection. So starting Berserk, will I really be able to do that? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But I really want to get into it because I think I'm just tired of just being out the loop. Because it's such a fantastic story from what I've seen. And I've been recently, when I read, I found out what's worked for me is when I read, I like to listen to music, but not music with words, just like kind of like ambient music. And I found this video, and it's like, it has the Berserk picture, and I forgot exactly what the video's called, but to me, it's some of the best reading music I've heard. And I always put it on, and I just like lose myself in whatever I'm reading. I've even caught myself losing myself and kind of just being too involved in the story with Mob Psycho due to the soundtrack. So I'll like post a video or link it or something down in the description below, and also like show like a screenshot of it. But it's some good reading music if you're into that. I know some people need complete silence. I cannot do complete silence. But yeah, I think that's it. I did want to talk about briefly about a couple new manga. So I don't know. I think there's some good people who do really well with this, like Omnibus Collector, and then like other people I think do a really good job of just explaining what the new manga is out. And I don't want to necessarily do that because one, people already do it, and I like the way Omnibus Collector does it so much that I really wouldn't be adding anything to it outside of my own just like personality. But I do want to start kind of mentioning stuff I want to personally read, and just kind of throw that out there and use that as a tool for people to give me more suggestions about things that are coming out this month or this week or whatever case may be, outside of what he talks about, because he does talk about series that are new or special. He doesn't go into every series as he mentions in his videos. So for those, as someone who's new, he may skip over something that an experienced person will know about, but someone like me may not. So that's kind of what I want to use this time for, is to, like I said, bring new manga to the stage. And of course, like I said, it helps me will then diversify my collection. But the new manga, there's two. So one is Nagai no Astro from Kinwaku, if I'm saying his name correctly, and that's going to be in the Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 20. And Kinwaku, once again, hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. If I'm not, let me know. He is the creator, the mangaka for Tokyo Revengers, and as you all know, I love Tokyo Revengers. So anything he's doing next, I want to check out. If there's a way to check out the Weekly Shonen Jumps, let me know, and I definitely will start checking those out, because I have no idea what that story is about, but I just want to support his work. And at least see if I like it. And then the next new manga I want to talk about, and then we'll end the video, is Mysterious Disappearances by Nujima. And what that story sounds like is this girl who like wants to be a novel. She wants to write books, and then she works with this other guy, and they go around solving paranormal activity mysteries in the area. Sounds very similar to Dandadan to me. I don't know if it's going to be as wacky as Dandadan, but it does, like the premise sounds like Dandadan, so we'll see how kind of they take it. I think that for me, what would work is they don't try to make it as wacky, and even though it still may have like some comedy elements into it, if you can kind of get like a darker, moody side, but you could still almost do the same premise as Don, it won't be too much. I think that the differences will be enough to where you can appreciate one and appreciate the other. But if it comes too close and try to be wacky, even if it tries to be wacky in its own way, if it tries to just be wacky, I think it will pull too close to Don and Don. And with Don and Don being hot in the streets right now, I just don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry that this video was so long. Sorry that I haven't recorded a video in a long time and uploaded. It's been about a week. But anyway, just want to talk about the stuff. Don't forget to join the Discord. A lot of things are coming your way. Like I said, the Tokyo Ghoul video is coming. I don't know when, but like I said, I may do 2 because I really want to do like this video where I just rant about it for however long. And I think y'all appreciate it. I'm not really like scared of that. It's just more so finding the time to do it. Yeah, that's really it. Just finding the time to do it, sit here and just chat with y'all about how much I love that freaking manga because it's so good. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.